The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And now, broadcasting live from MainEventMadness.com and brought to you by Spreaker, it's Main Event Madness. Our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. And now, here are your hosts, Al Merriman and John Curry.
Oh my God, does it feel great to be back on Main Event Madness Radio. This is Alfonso Merriman with my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, John Curry. How the hell are you, brother?
You know, it's been about 3 weeks since you and I have done a show. We're back. We're better than ever. It's 2015. Happy New Year's, everybody. I am doing pretty damn good.
I love the intro. I'm psyched about this show, and I'm very excited. It's not only a beautiful hump day, but it's our first show of 2015. We got a lot of huge plans for this year, including you going to WrestleMania 31. You lucky son of a bitch.
I offered it to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got my baby coming here within the next 14 days, so I think it's going to be virtually impossible to go anywhere for the next year and a half or so. But very excited about this year. Main Event Madness is expanding. We have a couple shows coming on board. You're going to learn about it on maineventmadness.com and throughout the show as well. We have a confirmed and unconfirmed Tyrus that's supposed to be on the show at 1 p.m. Eastern. And those words cannot be any truer. Don't you agree, John? He confirmed this on the retweet, but we're still kind of confirming the call-in, so it's kind of funny. But we'll keep you guys posted. We had him on the show last year, so
we're going as if he's not going to be on the show. But if he's on the show, well, I mean, it'll surprise me as much as it's going to surprise you guys. So there's that.
No, I'm holding on to that hope that he will be here because we've been talking back and forth. I know today. I realize that today is the debut of TNA Wrestling. And maybe it wasn't the best day to try to have him on the show. Today's the debut edition on Destination America.
I kind of thought about that, but it's, trying to tell you things. But you know what else I realized today is?
Hump Day!
That's right. This is our first Hump Day of 2015.
And for those of you out there, Al's Hump Day does come at a cost.
$9.99.
That's right, folks. And this episode of Main Event Madness, the first one of 2015, we got a jam-packed show with a lot of different topics. Where obviously, I mean, big news this week in the wrestling world, or in the last 10 days or so. This is our first show.
This is our first show. Yeah, 2 weeks. So to that, all I can say
2 weeks, right? What the hell? All right, guys. So we got Daniel Bryan. He's cleared to return, and we got some news that's coming out that John was able to put most of the show together. I didn't even know that Daniel Bryan was cleared approximately 3 weeks prior to him actually making an announcement on Monday Night Raw 2 weeks ago. So we're going to talk about a little bit about Daniel Bryan. We're covering different topics, including the Major League Baseball, UFC, John Jones testing cocaine, and my connection to understanding his woes right now. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on. Monday Night Raw, the return, yes sir, the return of the Authority.
Damn! The Authority gets the damn because of how bad Raw was. Guys, it's not very often, and I've tried to be the most optimistic with the WWE product out of me, Wayne, Al, to a lesser extent, Matt. I mean, there's not really much budging him off of what we're doing. Weird. Off of what WWE is doing. So, but it's not very often that. Oh God Almighty. Oh my!
So the
God,
Authority
was it
returns,
bad.
and obviously, it was not a happy New Year for Mr. John Curry. So we're going to talk about that. There's a couple different
Well,
topics.
it was a Happy New Year, just not for WWE.
Yeah, in that aspect, in the wrestling, and we're going to talk a little bit about Kurt Angle and his recent comments, which are kind of mind-boggling to me. But he is, we could officially call Kurt Angle a company man, and
He's
where
a company
he's
man, all right.
kind of praising TNA, kind of dissing WWE in a weird way. We're going to discuss that a little later. And then President Barack Obama bashing the Detroit Lions. Damn, he's got some balls, this guy.
Come again?
No, I was saying, when it's the president of the United States, any little comment can be made into a headline.
This is true. But
You know, I mean, he could say he's just wiped his
something-
butt, and it's gonna be everyone's gonna be all over it.
You know, it's going to be something interesting when I want to talk about Barack Obama on our podcast. And, well, at least one of us isn't a very big Obama supporter here, but that's neither here nor there.
And we could actually talk a little bit about the fact that Obama is the worst and best thing that's ever happened in this country.
The only good thing was that the gas price was so low.
Oh man, I just filled up my tank yesterday for $22. I almost busted.
How many gallons
right,
do you have? How many gallon tank do you have?
I got a Kia Soul, so that little thing, I barely fit in the damn car, and it's stick shift. So it's like a 10-gallon tank.
You drive
it's really nothing.
It's a Kia. You really had to have gone out of your way to find a Kia that's a stick shift.
Oh, I mean, it's Miami. You don't have to go too much. There's like 100,000 Kia Souls out here.
What the hell's wrong with you people? There's so many better cars you could be driving, like a Dodge Caliber.
Remember the commercial when the Kia Soul first came out?
Was that the one with the
rats?
They had
a badass song.
Was that the one with the rats?
Yeah, with the rats dancing. Everybody's on drugs down here, so everyone's like, hell yeah, this is the best thing since pumpkin pie. So everyone's buying damn Kia Souls. So, hey, it is what it is. Just imagine you could dance with rats in your car and you're getting high down South Beach. That's what people probably bought the car for. Me, I just needed something cheap.
Only on Main Event Madness can we listen to a wrestling podcast and talk about drugs, Obama, and gas prices.
Within the first 5 minutes of the show. That's why we like Main Event Madness, folks. Let's get right into it. DB, Daniel Bryan, clear to return. I'm grown sour on Daniel Bryan, and I don't mean to. And I think what did it to me was when he hosted Monday Night Raw a few weeks back. I hated it. And I've been on the record saying that. And I don't know what it... I don't want to hate it, but I disliked him on the microphone for some reason. And you can tell it was very scripted. And it continues to be very scripted. And I don't know what it is. It's just there's a disconnect. And maybe it's because he hasn't wrestled, and I could care less at this point. I'm more intrigued by other things. But it's big news for the company. Daniel Bryan's returning. He's put himself into the Royal Rumble. He didn't show up on this week's Monday Night Raw. I'm pretty sure he didn't show up. If I didn't fall asleep. Unless when I fell asleep, he showed up. What are your thoughts on DB returning back to the ring at the 2015 Royal Rumble?
I mean, I think it's a shot of adrenaline that WWE has sorely needed. I mean, WWE's product was only decent when he was there. I mean, once he left, I mean, Cena did what he could. And a lot of people jumped on the Cena hate wagon. You can listen back to our old shows, and I'll tell you the same thing now that I told you then. Don't hate Cena for being in the position that he was in. Cena was only a champion because of circumstances. That's it. I don't think Cena wanted to be the guy anymore, or at least at that time. And I don't know if it's WWE realizing that it's becoming a stagnant product when Cena's the champion because they've done it 57 times. But I'm excited because we got the return of Daniel Bryan. We got the return of Bad News Barrett, who turned heel after returning as a babyface, which that made sense. And then you have Randy Orton, who was supposed to come back, and now he's not coming back, or at least not yet. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I mean, does it screw up Roman Reigns though? That's what I'm wondering.
No, I mean,
and the talk is
right now we're
right
not.
Now
I believe there's a bigger open playing field for all these guys. Essentially, any one of these superstars, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, or Bray Wyatt, I feel are ready to hold the championship.
You said none of them or all of them?
No. They are. They are 100% ready to hold the championship. There's been rumblings that there's meetings backstage and people, upper management, when I say people, like Vince McMahon and the writing team and Triple H are saying they don't know who to give the title to or who should run the biggest storyline of 2015, which is between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 31. They don't know who to choose. And you know what? Sometimes that's a fucking great thing. Because that means they have so many options, they don't know which way to go. And people are saying that's a bad thing, but they always used to default to John Cena versus a celebrity or versus, and I say celebrity because of The Rock, or versus a Brock Lesnar. So now they have these people, these superstars that are coming up, and they have a strong following like Dean Ambrose, where he actually was one of the top sellers in 2014 in terms of merchandise.
Outbeating Cena for Black Friday weekend.
Yeah, he beat out John Cena Black Friday. And that's huge. Black Friday is one of the biggest in America. I know we have people listening from India, United Kingdom, and everywhere else. And I think now it's fluctuated to and impulse into the UK and Ireland, all that. But Black Friday is the biggest sales weekend in the United States. It's always has been. So for Dean Ambrose to beat John Cena that week alone is huge. So when they say that you go to these websites and they're saying, oh, it's a bad thing, and they're worried about who's going to take the torch and run with it, I feel like they have so many great opportunities, and all these guys could step up, and they're having a hard time choosing who should be that guy. And that's a good thing. Now you're not defaulting.
I was just going to say, how can that be a bad thing? Where you have to pick between guys that are ready. I mean, you could go to the problem we had 6 months ago when Bryan and Reigns got hurt, or not even Reigns, but Bryan got hurt, and it's like, God, well, we only have John Cena going into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and it's like, damn, we got John Cena, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Batista if he comes back, Triple H, I mean, Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, all these guys. It's a great problem to have, and I just wish that, what we're seeing in NXT could be what we're seeing on the main roster. I know this is completely off what you were going towards, but it's just like anytime I think about it, it's just, why can't Triple H and his crew that are writing NXT write Raw? It would be so much better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of things, and we could go on and on with the WWE product. And you know what? About how good and bad and great we all want it to be great, and it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon. There's two.
Well, there you have it, folks.
I'll throw it in the top. I'm sorry. The problem with somebody like me and Wayne and I have seen Wrestle Kingdom 9, and I've seen 80% of it. I had to fall asleep. What an amazing freaking pay-per-view. I had no idea. I can't even pronounce the guys' names. But I was off my seat watching these matches, and they were telling me a story without a storyline. In the ring, that's what wrestling's about. So after seeing they had over 36,000 people in the Tokyo Dome. What a freaking great pay-per-view. I had no idea. The only guys I knew there were Jim Ross, Matt Striker, AJ Styles. There was a couple guys I knew. For the most part, I had no idea who the hell was there. And these matches were unbelievable. It was wrestling at its core. And I know that the WWE will never be wrestling at the core anymore. Well, sorry. They are wrestling at the core in a sense because that's what they do. They wrestle a little bit in the ring. But they're never going to be what wrestling, part of wrestling was and is. They can't.
As long as Vince is in charge, they won't be. I mean,
And
I
that's
think
what
we pretty
sucks.
much saw at NXT Our Evolution that it's going to be a very wrestling heavy product coming 2016.
Around the country, there's always a plethora of stuff on YouTube as well. Let's move on to the next topic here. I don't know if it's a smart thing to have Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble. It might be good after the year he's had, and to kind of keep that momentum that he has as a main eventer. It will legitimize
Legitimize.
legitimize him there. And I'm sorry, sorry guys. Yeah, what a bad start to the show here. All right, guys. So yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. At the end of the day, I think that this Royal Rumble is going to be one of the most intriguing ones. It's not only because it's the day after my birthday, it's just the damn Royal Rumble. There's so much great talent, and I'm so excited about watching this year's Royal Rumble because honestly, any one of these guys could win. Randy Orton is out right now with injury, and he'll be back soon. I forgot what the injury was. I put it up on the website. There's too much news, but he's out with. He was supposed to return, but he got injured again, and he'll be returning. So there's a plethora of talent that could potentially win this pay-per-view event, this 30-man Royal Rumble. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be great for business in a sense, taking that from Triple H there. Moving on with our next topics here. Monday Night Raw. And you had something here about DB saying that he's slated to face Seth Rollins. Is that something you want to see, John?
Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. I think it'd be an interesting match. I don't know how in the hell they get there. But I mean, the only thing I could think of is that he cost Bryan the Royal Rumble or something like that. But I mean, that would pretty much just mean that they're going to set up WrestleMania, and I don't want to see Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
I was just trying to think. I mean, I don't know how they would get there either. I think that Seth Rollins has bigger things in his future, and the way that it's looking, it's kind of strange that they set up this triple threat match at the pay-per-view. I almost feel like he's going to be holding the case and the championship going to WrestleMania 31 the way it's set up. Because you see that Dolph Ziggler got screwed on Monday Night Raw. The Authority's back. They're firing everybody in the storyline. And it looks like they're going to get their redemption and all this crap. So I almost feel like Brock Lesnar might drop the title at Royal Rumble. But I don't think that would be best for business in a sense, because if Brock Lesnar were to come out and say, look, I beat Seth Rollins, the chosen one, and I beat your little Super John Cena, what I like to call God Cena, all in the same night in a triple threat match.
You have never called him God Cena before.
I'm sorry?
I said you have never called him God Cena before.
Oh, my Twitter fans know I call him God Cena all the time. I just don't like saying it on the show, but I changed my mind about what I could say on the show and whatnot. But, yeah, so God Cena, obviously the reason I call him God Cena is because he is the wrestling god of today. Apparently he can't lose a match. Or whatever the case is. But Brock Lesnar beating them both would be great for it. It would set up a huge WrestleMania match against somebody that's young and upcoming, and you could actually catapult somebody's career a lot faster if you have Brock Lesnar stay champion into WrestleMania 31. So we'll see what happens, see what they're thinking.
I agree with you a little bit on that. I definitely think it's a mistake to have Lesnar lose the belt before going into WrestleMania. I mean, that kind of takes a shit on the whole purpose of why he's the champion and what they even went with Brock beating the Undertaker for, was to make him look like a complete unstoppable badass. Yes, is that going to make Seth Rollins look fantastic for beating Brock Lesnar? Well, depending on how it's done, yeah. Is it going to make John Cena look any better? Nope, because A, it's John Cena. B, it took a triple threat match to beat him, and C, it took him 3 tries to beat him.
And D is John Cena, and E is John Cena, and F is John Cena. And talking about F, who gives a fuck if John Cena wins the title on Royal Rumble. John Cena does not need to beat Brock Lesnar at all. There's no reason for John Cena to beat him. They shouldn't even be feuding. I'm sick of seeing Brock Lesnar and John Cena in the same damn ring. I think Brock Lesnar should have maybe wrestled John Cena once, maybe even a second time, but not a third. And now I think that it could have helped the whole situation. Brock Lesnar wrestle some other guys. You know, that way we would have had. I don't know. I just felt like they dropped the ball there. They will really drop the ball if John Cena wins at the Royal Rumble. They'll semi-drop the ball if Seth Rollins wins. It will be good for Seth Rollins. But I really think that if you could have WrestleMania 31 with Brock Lesnar headlining that pay-per-view as champion, and you could put the match a year of dominance. Brock Lesnar starting with Taker at WrestleMania 30. He dominated the entire 2014 year pretty much, or let's say the WrestleMania fiscal year, and comes back at WrestleMania 31 and loses to a guy like Seth Rollins on a singles match, or a guy like Roman Reigns. Wow, that's going to do a lot for that person. And you're going to have an instant, oh my God, this guy, it's a legitimate beast. He beat Brock Lesnar. What's Paul Heyman going to say next? He's not going to be able to talk the next night on Raw. I think that it's a big deal if I think it's a huge deal if Brock Lesnar were to maintain with his championship belt going into WrestleMania 31.
Well, there's something that came out since you've been on the show with us, is that there's a rumored match for WrestleMania, and it's Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship.
I mean, I would buy that ticket. I mean, what the hell? Why not? I don't like it in a weird sense. I would. I don't know. That just seems like somebody's fishing for some news there. Where did you get that
where
from?
I saw that from, but
Oh, okay.
hey,
Man,
you know
Brock
what? I'm all for it.
Lesnar
If I could
versus
see
The
the
Undertaker
Undertaker
versus Roman Reigns. The thing is, there's no way in hell Taker's gonna win. I almost feel like Taker is gonna have to redeem himself, and that's if Taker does return to action.
The way the post said was that if Brock Lesnar's leaving WWE, that it's going to be Roman Reigns pinning Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar's staying, it's going to be Roman Reigns pinning The Undertaker. That was what the post said.
For some reason, I just can't see that happening. There's just too many variables there. I mean, I don't know. I just do not see that happening. But, I mean, maybe the WWE would put that as a security blanket. That way, the main event's a lot stronger, putting Taker involved, and they'll have all these aspects, and they'll maybe it will be that Taker almost takes out Brock Lesnar, and then Roman Reigns sees his opportunity, and he comes in and becomes champion. Is it a possibility? Yes, but I think it's out of the realm of reality at this point. I can't see that happening
Undertaker
yet.
versus Roman Reigns?
I'm sorry?
Could that possibly set up Undertaker versus Roman Reigns?
The thing is that we all know Taker, I mean, according to everything we've read the past year, just he's all screwed up. I mean, how many more wrestling, how many matches does he have left in him? You know, I don't know. Like I've said it on the show before, The Undertaker has that bug, that bug that a lot of stars get. It's that injury bug. For some reason, Kane has wrestled probably more matches than The Undertaker throughout his career, but he's still going out there and it looks like almost like he did 10 years ago. So, I mean, it just depends on your body, and I don't think Taker's body could handle 3 more matches, especially within the same fiscal year. I don't see that happening.
Selfishly, it'd be nice.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you got Sting coming back and all that. We would love to see something with them for sure. So we'll see. I mean, moving on to Monday Night Raw, we saw the return of the Authority, and holy macaroni, if you want to say that, going to the beach. What the hell? I couldn't stand it. I was excited the week prior. The way that Monday Night Raw ended with Edge and Christian.
Oh, you mean the lawsuit that was filed against them that wasn't even mentioned once?
What?
Oh, you didn't know about that? The lawsuit
Say that again,
that
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I said the lawsuit that Edge and Christian filed against the Authority and against Seth Rollins and the Big Show that wasn't ever mentioned once.
What?
The lawsuit. They did a storyline.
Yeah, on Tuesday night. Yeah, they never mentioned it once. They even put it on WWE.com. And they didn't even mention it on Monday Night Raw, which was kind of strange. So they probably saw that it was as stupid as we thought it was.
Either that or Vince McMahon's stupid, because the talk was that McMahon late in the afternoon on Monday ripped up the script for Raw and rewrote it himself, and then that's what they went with. Which is nice to know that almost everything the Authority said, according to a report, came out of Vince McMahon's mouth. Nice to know that that's what Vince McMahon thinks of Sting, is that he's a painted-up goof.
I couldn't believe that's
what
he went
why.
From being the vigilante to the painted-up goof in 1 week.
And we wonder why Sting took 25 years to come to WWE.
Sting must have been at his apartment, or at his home. I believe he's in Texas now. Watching Monday Night Raw, be like, what the? When did I become the painted?
No. That's when he's just sitting at home and he's just doing his best Booker T, thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's ridiculous. But back to what I was saying, Edge and Christian segment towards the end of Monday Night Raw. It had me on my toes. I'm like, I was like, Big Show, get off of Edge. It was badass. I thought it was great because if you're anybody in the wrestling community, you know what Edge has gone through where he had to retire and all that, and it was a sad day in wrestling when he had to retire. I'd just been a great entertainer. Then they threw in this Christian stuff, but the way that Monday Night Raw ended that week, when the Authority came back, I was like, oh man, this is going to be crazy. They're going to be even crazier than before. But then this Monday Night Raw came. And
then this Monday Night Raw came.
And I must say, I was very disappointed in the 20-minute ending, or hour-long ending, it felt like. And the non-climatic ending to Monday Night Raw, where he fired, quote-unquote, I'm firing your ass, fired Ryback and Dolph Ziggler and Eric Rowan, which I don't mind if they fired Eric Rowan. He does nothing for me. But
he's just taking the spot of the big, strong ginger until Sheamus comes back.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. But it's just... it fell short, and then the fact that, let me go backstage, let me go outside the ring, we got to talk about it. Triple H just you were thinking that the way that Monday Night Raw was ending in my mind, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are on the ring ramp. They say the three of you are fired, but I promise you this: if you want your job back, you got to take him out. Pointing to John Cena. 3 men annihilate John Cena. The balloons fall. You say, okay, you guys are back rehired, but you're going to be working for us. And the balloons fall. John Cena's knocked out in a pool of his own blood. No, they just sat there,
not even the blood part, but he's
wrestling each other, looking at each other like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? I just thought it was horrible.
You know what? I'm going to be very disappointed if this doesn't turn out the way it did when the roster threatened to walk out and quit when Mick Foley got fired back during the McMahon-Helmsley era. They claim to have this sense of camaraderie in the roster on TV at least. Threaten to quit. Get all these superstars together and threaten to walk out. You did it to Triple H once. For those of you who don't remember, that was when Triple H was basically the general manager of Raw. What was that, 2011, 2012, something like that?
I can't remember.
It was right after Punk's thing, so I think it was 2011. But anyway, they already walked down him, and half of the roster that was there then is there now. You already walked down him once. What's once more? But you know what's an interesting thing, and a lot of people are pointing it out, was for storyline purposes, the smirk that Triple H had on his face when there was that group hug and he was just smirking at the crowd or at the ring. I don't know, some people just pointed that out, that could be
that could be what?
Like a sign of where this storyline's going, maybe it's Triple H versus Stephanie McMahon or something like that. But, alright, we're gonna, I don't know. I had a thought there and I just completely lost it. It's live radio.
No worry. We just want to let everybody know we have confirmed TNA superstar Tyrus will be on the show with us here coming up at the 1 o'clock hour. So stay tuned for that. We're going to take a couple commercial breaks. We got some news on John Jones on the other half of this. And we're just going to discuss about what happened with John Jones after his fight with Daniel Cormier at UFC 182. And we'll have Tyrus at the 1 o'clock hour. We got a bunch of news coming up. John, if you want to go ahead and run those commercials for us.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at legendstvnyc.com and madhousetv.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. Hey you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. You hear that? It only means one thing. David Hero returns to Main Event Madness, this time with best friend and TNA agent, Al Snow. Don't miss David Hero and Al Snow, Wednesday, January 14th, only on Main Event Madness. Need a break? How about a rope break? Wrestling's rope break, that is. Don't miss every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wrestling's rope break. Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov give you a fresh and passionate insight on the latest happenings and news from the world of pro wrestling. It's Wrestling's rope break, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, maineventmadness.com and Spreaker.com. Presented by Main Event Madness. Okay, for the record, and we're back here, guys. Once again, we got TNA star Tyrus coming up here in about 20 minutes from now, kicking off our second hour. I'm jealous that I gave them that guitar, or that background music, or that guitar riff. Because it kind of reminded me of Sting's theme, and I was listening to it, or when I was putting it together the other day, I was like, damn, that's a good guitar riff. But, I don't know. Yes, once again, if you guys heard that last commercial, which I'm sure you did, everybody's listening to Main Event Madness. You guys are following and joining along with the Revolution, the fastest growing wrestling podcast on the internet today. Yes, we are bringing on I don't know if you'd say a co-show, affiliated show, a second show. Well, it's not a second show because it's not us, but nonetheless, we're producing a show? Is that what you were doing? Presenting a show. There we go. That's the word I'm thinking of. It's called Wrestling's Rope Break. It's hosted by Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov. They did a show of the same name under ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com, and they did one called Wrestling's Week That Was. They're going to be joining the Main Event Madness banner starting tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys are going to want to check that out, maineventmadness.com. And Spreaker.com and check out Wrestling's Rope Break. They do a pretty good job over there. They got a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit of a different insight than we do. You know, Aaron's very knowledgeable, and I'm envious of him because he gets to go to all the Northeast wrestling shows and stuff, and seeing a lot of the shows from the area that I grew up from. And of course, having somebody like Joel O'Brien who's from Australia, it's a little bit different than what we got. I mean, you can understand me fine, and you guys get sick of my voice in 5 minutes, and then you got, escúchame, my name is Alfonso, Alfonso. No, I'm just messing, but no, definitely check their shows out, guys. They're going to do a great job over there, and we're more than happy, and we're excited to bring them on board. We have another show about 4 weeks from now we should be bringing on. There's a little bit more confirming that we got to do with that, but like I said, they're going to do a great job. They're a good couple guys over there definitely check the show. It's Wrestling's Rope Break tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Spreaker.com, maineventmadness.com. Check them out. But anyway.
That's right, folks. We're growing in 2015. I'm so happy to be a part of the team, and they have an awesome show. You've called in. I was going to surprise them one night. I got too busy on WrestlingNewsReport.com, and I never surprised them, and I apologize about that. But they have a great show, very insightful, very fun to listen to, and great that they're going to have their episode up. I'm not sure if that's their first. No, they've done one this year already. But yeah, they'll be up here tomorrow on maineventmadness.com. So very excited. Tyrus is going to be on the show here in the parent.
I'm calling you out. We've been promoting this for about 2 months now. Where the hell's Evan Ginsberg?
He's at a drop of a dime. I could call him whenever we need to have him on the show. Whenever. So, Evan Ginsberg, associate producer of the movie The Wrestler. He has Legends TV.
Great show, guys, over on MadhouseTV.com.
Yeah, be sure to check it out.
Absolutely. I love the variety of the different guests and the different segments and stuff that they have on there.
Yeah, I mean, last week alone they had a poet on, they had a singer on.
Yep.
They had a
John Winnell's was the poet. He's been Evan's co-host for the last few weeks. Steve Level.
Steve Level goes out. And then this week they actually also had a wrestling historian, Scott Wilson, on the show, and a music journalist on the show as well. You can check them out on Legends TV, NYC.com as well. I've been posting up their television episodes. And very, very fun. It's so different. They perform on there. They have the poets. They talk about real stuff every day. It's awesome. It's about real people and independent stars. It's really awesome.
And they cover a wide spectrum of things, too. It could be lighthearted and exciting, and they could go flip that and be, sad, or almost saddening, and not just what they're talking about. Now, I don't want you guys to think that their performance is saddening, because that's not even close to being a thought of the case. But, it's just they cover a wide spectrum of topics over there.
Like pretty much, they cover life, right? So yeah, they may
all
play the
blues,
of life.
The good,
but how
the
did
bad,
they
the
get
ugly.
to that point where they're playing the blues?
Mm-hmm.
Like John Jones, for instance, he may be a great Ultimate Fighting champion, but he has real life that he deals with. So he might be great in the octagon, but he's sniffing cocaine for the pleasure of fun, or he's addicted to this drug. Like a nice segue, right?
Well played, sir. Well played.
Well, I'm just saying, it is what it is. I mean, it is like that. Their show, and John Jones. Look, cocaine is a very interesting.
I'm just sitting back and listening to this part.
Oh yeah. Very, very interesting drug. If you've known me from what I like to do, and you guys get to know Alfonso Merriman, I did a lot of bad shit back in my day, and I've cleaned my life up. Thank you, Lord, and all that. And cocaine, it was one of those bad things that I had done in the past, and it was great when I was doing it, but I was killing myself, and it was one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life. But it's awesome, and it was awesome. I'm not trying to condone drugs, and don't try to edit this shit out, because I know a lot of
drugs were awesome.
But no, this is my life story, guys. I understand. The drug gets a hold of you guys, and it's one of the hardest things to kick. And I did it without rehab, by the grace of God, and I don't even know how. I'm still standing here talking to you today. It gets a hold of you. It's hard to kick. You know what you're doing is wrong. Especially John Jones with his family and whatnot. He knew what he was doing. And I know what happened. John Jones, I've been covering on WrestlingNewsReport.com. Back in December, he gets a knock on his door. And behind the other side of the door was the Nevada Athletic Commission saying, hey, guess what? You got to piss in a cup. And it was actually, they were taking blood samples out and whatnot. And then the results came in 20 days later. He ends up testing positive for cocaine metabolites in his system. Now he's in rehab, trying to get better. it is one of the hardest things to kick if you get hooked on that drug. And Miami, God knows that it's very easy to get at any corner. Um, and it's hard because it's one of those things that nobody can smell, nobody can see, nobody can really tell that you're taking it. But it can destroy your life if you don't get a hold of it. And hopefully, look, a lot of people don't like the fucking guy, John Jones. A lot of people hate the fighter, and everybody was rooting for Cormier to beat him at UFC 182. But this is real life, and I'm just seeing some of the comments. You people are sickening on Twitter and social media. That's what he deserves. He's gonna lose his family. He has an addiction problem. It's cocaine. It's one of those things that hopefully he can get better from because it will kill him down the line. And at the end of the day, I think it's a sad thing. But it comes back to home. And this is what I mean when I say it comes back to home. I'm just some schmuck doing a podcast and running a website.
Don't mind me when I don't
John
disagree
Jones is
with
a
you.
celebrity, multi-million-dollar celebrity, a great fighter, and look at that! I got something that I can compare to him with, and it's something bad, and it could happen to anyone's family, just like cancer. Drug is a cancer, and you ultimately decide your fate with drugs. But if you do it once, it gets a hold of you, and hopefully John Jones could kick it, because I know what that is to be in that spot, and it's not a good feeling. It really isn't.
All right.
So that's my rant.
On a lighter note.
Now, as I was saying, drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. If you do them, you're bad. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs, so don't be bad by doing drugs, okay? That'd be bad.
What is that from?
South Park.
Oh, jeez. I haven't watched that since I was like 15 years old.
Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad...
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Once I saw that this was on the show, actually I shouldn't say that, but once I saw that this was up next, I should say.
So, wait, my point in part, you're one of those people on social media, that talk a lot of
I'm not
smack.
talking shit.
No, I play.
Drugs are bad, okay? It's a bad thing to do drugs. Because drugs are bad, okay? It's a...
You're a bad person, John. No, I'm playing. So, what are your thoughts, man? I mean, on a serious note, what are your thoughts about... I want to get your point of view.
I mean, it could be something as simple as that he was at a party that he thought he would have had time to get it out of his system. Maybe it was a one-time thing, and, maybe not. Maybe it is an addiction. I guess time will tell. The real interesting thing here is, yes, he entered rehab. Yes, he's doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, he did an illegal drug and he got caught. And now the thing is, do they strip him of the light heavyweight championship? Or, because we don't know how long he's going to be in rehab. Do we get an interim champion? Which would be historic in and of itself, because it's the first time in almost 10 years that we'd have a different light heavyweight champion.
Oh, man. It's tough because he's not being an idiot about it. He had those 20 days. Then they already knew about it. They let him fight, it seems like, almost. No, right?
Well, they didn't
Maybe I'm getting my days up. I got to see the dates of when he took the drug test. My thing is that he's doing it right. He's saying he's apologizing. He's doing rehab, and he's apologizing to the world. He's not being a Johnny Manziel and just saying, "Yeah, I got caught. I'm doing it again, bitches." And he's not doing that. You know what I mean? Because that's what Johnny Manziel's doing.
That's one of the stupidest people on the face of the earth, by the way.
Johnny Manziel?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, he's a dumbass.
He is honestly one of the stupidest people I've ever seen.
Yeah. He's not very bright at all.
Oh, no, no, he ain't even bright. His light bulb went out when he was born.
Yeah. The poor kid. But
he seemed like he would be a decent person to play in the National Football League when he was at Texas A&M. He seemed decent. A couple things with the autographs and stuff like that. But, he was a high-profile player. Okay, a couple autographs, no big deal. And then he comes to he gets drafted, becomes friends with Al's favorite athlete, LeBron James. And, now he's just he's like the Justin Bieber of the NFL. He's like the biggest douchebag.
And you know what? This is what irks me about the NFL. Well,
What irks you about the NFL?
I'm sorry. I thought you were still talking. I went to the website here. Tim Tebow goes to the playoffs. He still doesn't have a team. I know Johnny Manziel's only been a year, but he'll probably be around a little bit longer because he's gonna sell interest in anybody's club.
Maybe not.
And I'm just saying they're gonna give him a couple more chances. Is what it is. I'm trying to toe the line there. Back to John Jones. So should we see an interim champion? I don't know. I know that if I got tested for cocaine with my job today, I'll be fired immediately.
But you're working from home, so would they technically be able to drug test you?
Yeah, because I won't be getting a paycheck from my company anymore.
No, I'm saying I didn't know if they could drug test you, even though you're working at home.
Oh yeah, they could tell me to go in. But I'm just saying, if I fail drug test, I'm fired. Should he be fired? It's
that's
crazy.
the gray area because it's like businesses need marquee people to fuel their businesses. No pun intended. Not even a pun there. I just kind of wrapped my words around. But at the end of the day, you'd strip away their profession. They're a normal person. And normal people get fired for committing crimes and getting caught with a drug, whether, despite the fact there's not going to be any prison time, is a crime.
Well, yeah, that's one of those things that I don't understand.
That's just because they're celebrities. And celebrities generate money. And money generates the government. So, it's an endless cycle. They never really... They keep tabs. If you're O.J. Simpson chopping his wife's head off, that's one thing. You kind of can't sweep a murder with him having his wife's head as a trophy. Kind of can't sweep that under the rug. Whereas the drug, just throw away the coke, and just get them away from any white lines, and you're good to go. Maybe. I don't know. We're rambling. This is Main Event Madness. This is what we do. We do whatever we want. We're live. MainEventMadness.com, Spreaker.com. We're talking John Jones. What do you guys think? Tweet us at John MEM Radio, at Almy Madness. Tweet us. What do you guys think? Do you think that John Jones should be stripped of the light heavyweight title, or do you think he should be given another chance? How about that? See if anybody tweets us. We might get one. We might get one. Maybe two.
All right, guys, we're going to have Tyrus here in about 7 minutes or so. Before we get to Tyrus, TNA is making some changes to its TV, making it more quote-unquote reality-based. Cameras following people everywhere. Okay, I don't know what the reference was there.
Because they're pretty much going to be following them all night. All day.
Oh, no, Jesus.
But no, it's a horrible idea for a wrestling show. I don't want to see Eric Young taking a shit before his match and be like, oh, the cameras are on Eric Young. Oh, look, he's in the bathroom. What is he doing? Find out after this commercial break.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
The way Dixie's talking is that it will be.
So tonight's the debut of Destination America on TNA Impact Wrestling on Destination America.
It's the debut of
Destination America sounds like a pay-per-view for TNA, just the name itself.
Because it essentially used to be one.
Well, it probably still is. Destination
Final X. Destination and they had some summertime one. I can't think of what the hell the name of it was.
Destination X, was it?
Yes, thank you.
No. Reality-based cameras following everywhere. So on the rap, they even said they're going to film people out of character. Maybe we should ask Brodus Clay if there's any truth to these rumors online. I'll ask him.
Tyrus
I'll say,
will
hey,
be on with us in
is there
about
any truth?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and tweet that thing out. 5 minutes. We got to have a Brodus Clay on the air.
I love that we have production notes on the show.
All right, so what are your thoughts on the possibility of that?
Damn!
You don't like the idea of a
No.
reality base?
No.
It's pretty much looking almost like Lucha Underground, but not scripted backstage.
No, because TNA, any good thing that could come from it, TNA has screwed up. I'm not.
Let's hope not.
I don't think it's. I don't think it'll work. Like I said, I don't want to see these guys. Oh, well, we have a 5-minute match because that's all TNA has. Same thing as WWE. They have 5-minute, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute matches, and then it's a bullshit skit for the next 20 minutes, and then another 2.5-minute match, and then they're talking for 45 minutes, and then they go back and there's Eric Young taking a shit, and then another 3.5, 4-minute match, and then there's a couple people looking in a very discreet location, you know. Maybe it's Eric Young and ODB, or husband and wife, or, you know, something. And then they catch him in a very provocative situation. And then they go to the main event that's maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And then there you go. That doesn't sound entertaining to me.
Well, it's a new day. And I hope
Oh, it's
Brodus wasn't
something.
listening to you because he might not pick up the phone call now.
No, you know what? I'm excited to see. Brodus was an awesome talent in WWE. I'm excited. Once he breaks away from Ethan Carter, I'm excited to see what he can do. If
Alright,
they
sounds
let
good.
him, that's the biggest thing. There's a lot of times TNA's shown that they have ideas for characters to come in as bodyguards, etc. And that's it.
I mean, I think they're going to do more with them. They're doing a lot of changes, and I think a lot of the characters are going to be tweaked. I mean, Robbie E. They already shot out a vignette with him saying, "Yeah, I like to entertain and have a lot of fun, but you guys haven't seen it. I do got a different side of me, and I'm looking forward to challenging Bobby Roode for the World Heavyweight Championship." So I think that there's going to be some changes that will intrigue a lot of people. With the debut edition of Impact Wrestling, there's even rumors of possibly an Alberto Del Rio debuting tonight. That's not 100% confirmed, but there were some talks out there of that possibly happening. So I mean, I'm intrigued to at least see the new product on Destination America, and kind of see what happens.
Put it this way, it can't be any worse than it was on Spike. I mean, towards the end of their run on Spike, it was pretty much the bottom of the barrel, and it can only go up from there. And maybe now that they got a network that seems like they're interested in having the product, unlike Spike, who seemed like they were just dying to get rid of it. Maybe TNA is going to prove everybody wrong. Who knows? I mean, it's only going to benefit us, the fans, because that means we have something besides a dreadful Monday Night Raw to watch.
Definitely. And right now they're on Destination America. They're running a huge marathon. If you guys check your local listings, easiest way: go to your provider website, your cable provider website. Mine's is Comcast. I went there and I searched Destination America, and I have it, on my television. And so guys, check it out.
Now.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, check it out. I mean. And I think even on ImpactWrestling.com, they also have some of that information for you, so it can kind of help you, guide you to find the station. America. What was that?
I found it. Destination America.
What channel is it on in your area?
For those of you who had to turn my TV off for a second, it has an issue with the sound. I don't know. It's been like that since I got it. Excuse me. For those of you living in the immediate Syracuse, New York, Auburn, New York area, Destination America on Verizon Fios is channel 168 or channel 668 in HD. So, there you go. I got TNA Impact Wrestling on in the background as we're doing this show.
And it's easy. If you go to ImpactWrestling.com, they actually have a link to DestinationAmerica.com. It's /channel-finder.htm. Just go to ImpactWrestling.com and it'll show you all the stations just by putting your zip code and the the cable provider. So that should be easier for everybody to check it out. In my area, and Comcast in Miami, Florida, is channel 113 or an HDM 466. I'm sorry?
I said, I gotta say it, I don't mean to cut you off. Jeremy Borash has got quite fat. Like, I didn't realize that guy's plumped up as much as he has.
This is you watching Impact Wrestling. This is the observation and analysis you'll get here right on Main Event Madness.
Oh,
Jeremy Borash. Breaking news. Jeremy Borash has gotten chubbier.
So then if you go to Main Event or WrestlingNewsReport.com, you'll see breaking news. CM Punk has taken a shit. Details inside. Did he wipe his ass? Did he use diaper wipes? Or was it toilet paper? Or did he use another Dunkin' Donuts muffin wrapper?
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and call Tyrus now. If we're ready to go, let's get this show on the road.
I'm not taking part of this interview because I have a feeling he's going to rip me a new one.
Yeah, he's gonna go Funkasaurus on your ass.
Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
You have reached the voicemail box of 813.
Well, I guess.
Thank you for cutting it before the whole number came out.
Yeah.
I was scared that you're gonna let the voicemail thing. You would have killed us.
No. I'm not that much of an asshole.
All right.
So, do we try it again, or?
Give it a couple minutes. He'll probably hit me up on Twitter. That's not a problem. Why don't you play a couple commercials, and after this commercial break, we'll call him again.
Sounds good.
All right.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at legendstvnyc.com and madhousetv.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. You hear that? It only means one thing. David Hero returns to Main Event Madness, this time with best friend and TNA agent, Al Snow. Don't miss David Hero and Al Snow Wednesday, January 14th, only on Main Event Madness. Need a break? How about a rope break? Wrestling's Rope Break, that is. Don't miss every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wrestling's Rope Break. Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov give you a fresh and passionate insight on the latest happenings and news from the world of pro wrestling. It's Wrestling's Rope Break, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, maineventmadness.com and Spreaker.com. Presented by Main Event Madness. Can I just listen to that guitar riff over and over again? I'll be perfectly okay with that. Alright guys, now once again we are going to try to call in Mr. Brodus Clay, Tyrus from TNA, depending on what you want to call him. Live radio, folks. This is what happens. I hope I didn't just bash TNA enough to where he's not going to answer the phone. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, Tyrus? It's up.
Hey, what's up, boss? How are you?
Good, man. It's Alfonso here with the Main Event Madness. How's everything going? I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we got a couple of questions for you. I know we had you on last year, and I just wanted to kind of follow up and talk about a little bit about last year. We'll talk a little bit about TNA going into tonight. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you, I know last year when you were on our show, you said you were heading to Japan. Did that ever happen? How was that experience?
I did some stuff with the Taji, the Dolphin Project. Because of the scheduling conflicts, I wasn't able to go over there for the protest. But we'll definitely be going this year. But I did a lot of stuff as far as like social media and I'm now an ambassador for them. And as far as wrestling in Japan, I took this year just kind of like get back to like being a human being again and not traveling as much. And heal up a little bit and be here in the States. So Japan is definitely a thing. It's just it's a matter of when and where, and honestly, the reception and the opportunity working with TNA really kind of changed the game. I didn't expect to be in such a good situation so fast. So
that's awesome. And how do you think the Dolphin Project went this year?
I think the Dolphin Project went well. I think brought a lot of awareness. Unfortunately, it didn't go so well. We still had, unfortunately, a lot of animals lost. And but I think education. I noticed on social media a lot of not just celebrities, but everyday people, which is honestly more important when it's talked about at the dinner table than necessarily on a commercial. Are talking about, and it seems to be something that more people are looking at and more aware of, which is good because honestly, there's no. If you gave me a practical reason other than financial stability for the fishermen, which by increasing making tours and finding other ways we can actually make them more money. So there's not like a need for the slaughtering of the dolphins. So. So I think awareness is definitely, it's becoming an everyday conversation. That's what you want. It reminds me a lot growing up, hearing things about, a lot of things about big cats. And now, we have Big Cat Week and, we have all kinds of like programs and it's become a thing in wildcat sanctuaries and things like that. And it's looked around at someone goes, hey, I went out and I shot a tiger this week. It's kind of found, where, 20, 30 years ago, it was like, oh, that's cool,
And I definitely think with social media and YouTube, when you see these videos, I think it impacts people more when you see the actual slaughtering happening and stuff like that. I mean, I saw a video which shocked me, and speaking of cats and kittens, I don't know where it was. I think it may have been Japan that they actually used bucket of kittens to go fishing for like sharks and stuff, and they're alive and they actually hook them and they fish with them. I can't get the image out of my eyes. When I saw that, it broke my heart. So I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I think because our society, we're very, we're not very accepting of each other, but we tend to be more accepting of animals and animal rights and things like that. Not always so much when it comes to like people rights and human rights and things like that. But in different cultures do different things. But I would argue there's a better way than fishing for kittens. That sounds like something like just like an evil scientist that's to hurt people's feelings. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely a lot of things out there in the world that you don't really know, and you can't really experience unless you see it firsthand. And I always go back to anybody who wants to know anything about the Dolphin Project, just watch The Code. just watch it once, and I think you'll get the idea of it. But yeah, there's so much stuff with social media and YouTube and stuff that you can't really keep secrets anymore.
Definitely, yeah, it does bring it to light, and that's a good thing too. And I wanted to ask you, looking at your professional standpoint, how would you rank your 2014 year in the terms of success?
Well, I think you got to, well, for one, it started off. Go ahead then. Getting fired obviously was a blemish, a negative thing, but only being unemployed for about 15 minutes, that's pretty cool. So I take that as a thing of a success. Anytime you go through a change and you're able to continue to do what you love to do and actually do it on your own terms, to get to the point where you're on that. I just saw a great movie. With John Goodman had a great line where he says, "You want to get to FU status, where you can make your own decisions, decide what you want to do." And it's kind of been that kind of year for me, where I've been able to, pick and choose what I want to do, and look at, become a fan of wrestling again. And realize I do what I do because I enjoy it, not necessarily for a paycheck, but still able to earn a paycheck, which is a great thing.
Awesome, man. And what are some of the changes you're looking at in 2015?
Definitely, with having the new network, with the Impact and Destination America, it's an awesome opportunity in terms of it reminds me back in the day, no one knew too much about CNN, when it first started, and look what it became today, so being on the forefront of something new and exciting is always a great opportunity, a chance to shine and do your thing.
All right, Oscar. And besides wrestling and the Dolphins project, do you have any goals besides that in 2015 that you're looking to obtain?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a full-fledged powerlifter now, trained at Hard Knocks South, pretty much 3-4 days a week, and I have some goals. I'm in the PR in my deadlift and my 90 squats and bench, stay healthy and continue to train. And, I got some weight goals, going to try to drop another 30 pounds. So, but it's difficult with powerlifting because you don't want to lose your muscle. So dieting and stuff is always tough. But I got some things I'm working on with that. And then, of course, working on another movie this year and maybe some TV stuff. So I've set some pretty lofty goals for myself. And but I think you have to. I think no matter who you are, what you do in life, you should always set the bar pretty high. That way, when you do attain those things, you can look at it and do it again. You can look back and see, oh man, I did this, I did this, I did this. And then if you didn't get it, you can look at what you needed to do to get there. So I've definitely set the bar high for myself this year.
That's great. And this might be a kind of difficult question, but is there anything in particular you miss from the WWE? I know you had a good camaraderie with a lot of people backstage. Is there anything in particular you miss now, since it's been some time since you've left the company?
I miss the boys. I miss the locker room jokes, but TNA's got a great locker room, so I kind of get to know everybody here and stuff. But guys I came up with, Keith Slater and hearing Big Show's long stories, Mark Henry's life anecdotes, stuff like that. So I miss a lot of the guys. TJ Wilson's dry comedy that makes me die laughing with some of the stuff he says. The cool handshakes and stuff like that. So I miss the friends and the guys that I battled with. Tenzai's, Deep Boy, stuff like that. But we keep in touch as much as we can. But I guess that's probably about the only part I really miss. I still get the fan interaction, so don't really miss that. And I missed I did really enjoy the reading programs and stuff we did. The WWE's programs on reading and stuff like that were really amazing, and I do miss those things.
Is there anything about the WWE that you really don't miss per se? I mean, I know they're missing the guys in the reading program, and a lot of people say they miss that reading program once they leave. But is there anything that you really didn't miss and you're happy, hey, I was able to move on, or anything like that?
I think I enjoy that I'm able to dictate my own schedule right now, and with the WWE, it's 365 days a year. So I guess if there was one thing, I guess I could say that. But when you're in it, you don't think about it, and when you're not in it, you think about, oh man, like I still find myself figuring out it's Wednesday. What do I do with myself? So I'm still I went through that with football. I went through that with football too. Like I'm supposed to be at practice right now. So, it's an adjustment. And I got more time to work on myself. So that's always fun when you have to look in the mirror and go like, okay, what are we doing? So if I didn't say anything, I said I'd be happy to be it.
And now getting to TNA and Impact Wrestling Destination America, obviously first show tonight, which I'm excited about. I got the marathon in the background here, hyping myself up to watch TNA. First of all, are you going to be at tonight's tapings?
I'm sitting right here doing this interview with you.
All right, awesome. I figured that was all the back stuff noise, so that's awesome. What does it mean that the wrestling industry, that TNA was able to obtain and secure a new television deal? And what's the atmosphere backstage?
Man.
It's a new deal. This is huge. It sounds exciting to me. New logo, new everything.
Yeah, I think it's important, especially in entertainment, especially in sports entertainment, that people have a choice. And TNA is its own brand. And it does its own thing, and it has its own history, and it has its own show. So it's not just one thing, and that's what's great about it, And it's brand new, it's fresh, so it kind of changes the game, and it'll probably bring in people that maybe didn't watch, 5 years ago because it's new. That brings in new fans. Anytime there's change, people always are going to take a look at it, And it's like a fresh start tonight. And in terms of wrestling, I think that's great. The more successful wrestling companies we have, the better wrestlers we have, the better fans we have, the higher levels that, the talent's able to go. So it's a win-win,
And what can we expect from Tyrus and TNA Wrestling this year?
A lot of pain, a lot of frustration, a lot of just me being able to be me. I'm really excited about that. And, I'm really excited about being able to be the monster that I always felt I deserve to have a shot to be, and I'm getting a shot to do that here. So,
is there anyone in particular that you're looking forward to working with in TNA that you never really worked with before?
I think when you talk about TNA, some of the guys that just pop up at me, Samoa Joe, that's always going to be the elephant in the room with me. James Storm, and the heavyweight champion, Bobby Roode. I mean, there's so many things when I think about that particular group, I already work,
And do you see yourself?
There's so many guys.
Do you see yourself competing for the? I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Do you see yourself competing for the World Heavyweight Championship within the next 12 months?
That's it.
Right now my role is I'm here to get the EC3 World Championship, and after I do that job, then I'll worry about it. Right now I'm not really thinking about titles. I'm thinking about doing what I have to do. The Carters brought me in here for a reason. Once I take care of that business, then I'll worry about Tyrus. And then when I start worrying about Tyrus, then everybody has a problem. So right now I'm here to make bread, and, make bread and play dead. So that's what I'm going to do. And then when the time right for me, I'm going to do my thing.
All right, awesome, man. I'm excited about it. And it's just got some last couple of general questions for you, and then we'll have you head out. That sounds good?
All right, sounds cool.
All right, man. I was one question that everyone's asking everybody, and why not ask you? What are your thoughts on CM Punk going to MMA? And are you one of the guys that want to see him do well or get roughed up in the octagon?
I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for, sports. Man, wrestling has always been tougher than everybody else. Back in the day, Ali got in there. He got Gorilla Monsoon, mixed him up, The stars used to come to wrestling, Mr. T. He got roughed up, It goes on and on. So, we're world-class athletes, and Punk's in a great position. To everybody who ever had something negative to say, he can shut up a lot of people. He's somebody I call a friend, and I wish him nothing but the best. And if I'll be watching, I'm gonna check it out for sure. Because I want him to knock one guys out. I think that's great. I think it's great. What Brock did. I think if Alberto Del Rio gets in there, I think it's great. I'm saying it's good for both businesses. I think it's a win-win.
And before I go to the next one, there was something about TNA wrestling I wanted to ask you. Is there any truth that the show is going to be a little bit more reality based? Have you heard anything about that?
Oh
Like,
man,
they're going to have cameras
honestly,
backstage
man,
and stuff.
my focus is on what's in front of me, and
Okay.
I'll take all that stuff that comes. Yeah, I don't know too much about that.
All right, sounds good. And I was kind of fishing your Twitter, and I know you're an NBA fan and a sports fan. Before we go into anything else about the Super Bowl, what are your early picks for the 2015 NBA Finals?
Well, as you know, I divorced the Boston Celtics.
I saw that. I saw that.
They sent Rondo to the Mavericks. So right now, I'm a Supersonics fan. It's really a good fit for me because the Seattle Supersonics, they won't let me down. I know exactly where they're going to finish. I know all the moves they're going to make. So I'm a Seattle Supersonics fan. That's where I'm at right now. If I can get an MMA fight, it'd definitely be Danny Ainge. Got to be just horrible. We got lucky with Garnett coming back in the day, and I think a lot of people have put him on a pillar for that championship, but I think it had nothing really to do with him. And Rondo is an iconic figure. That's like the Lakers trading Kobe. Just makes no sense. It's not like they had a guy who was coming up behind him better than him. Smart is a two guard. It just makes no sense. There's no loyalty in sports anymore. And dollars and cents. Like I said, you had a better guy than him, bet, but you don't, and you won't. And Rondo's he's a triple double every time he walks on the court if he feels like it. So it's sad. Plus, it makes everybody better. So it's just bad business. So yeah. But as far as this year, I think he tops it up. I like the Rockets. I think they're solid. Mavericks could definitely improve. Spurs are going to be the Spurs. On the East, man, I got to get up to Atlanta. The Hawks are playing well. I don't think Cleveland's got out of this trade. Who knows? They got some more offense, but I think they need defense. So I don't know. As far as the Super Bowl goes, I still think Detroit got their tights hooked this weekend. That was crazy. I like Pat. I like Pat. I mean, that's my squad. So but we got the Ravens, and there's no love lost there, and throw the records out when that was a super play. On the other side, I think if Dallas gets out of Green Bay, it could be the Cowboys. But getting out of Green Bay is one thing or another, and the road still goes to Seattle. So the easy picks would be Seattle and New England. But if Dallas upsets Green Bay, look out.
Yeah, I agree totally. I agree 100%. I mean, you can't even say it any better than what you said. The Hawks have been a beast, and then when it comes to the NFL, the Super Bowl, if Dallas comes out of Green Bay, it's going to be interesting. And I had a question for you. We all knew you were Snoop Dogg's bodyguard. We hear it all the time. But I wanted to ask you, because I personally grew up with Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Method Man, Tupac. I mean, the list goes on and on. Do you still jam to those classes? And what do you think of music today?
It's so funny, man. I actually am glad I'm on the show. I wish I had changed my name to Dr. Tyrus because I like to pronounce hip hop dead. It died about 2 years ago. I think Nas told us before. I don't think I've bought a whole rap album in 5 years.
Oh, definitely. Same here.
And what happened to actual an artist doing 12 songs without 45 collaborations? Like, whose album is it? You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm. They even share the same names now. Lil Wayne. I don't even know who's who. Where's the grown ass man rapping? Like, I play Cube every day. Pac, Biggie. You know what? You know who I like who actually can do a whole album? Game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he gets enough credit, man. Game can do it. I'm a West Coaster anyway, but Game can do it. But these collaborating rappers, I mean, they're just studio rappers. It's pretty much love and hip hop is the rap game. It's terrible, bad TV, and could you rap about something? Like, I'm so tired of hearing about the rented cars you got from the studio and the brides. Like, if you have a $20 bill, you can get a woman. I mean, that's not. I mean, and that's a derogatory statement. But like these cats that talk about that, it's crazy. There's more women than men on the planet. So getting a woman really isn't that. To me, a rap song about and then they even sound even worse like little kids now because they're like, I ain't thinking about you, which means you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, your rap game is flat, it's brutal, it's terrible. I make jokes all the time. Like, anyone could be a rapper. You and me could do an album right now. All we gotta do is have a song.
And then we got.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
it's all chorus. You know, and they don't even try to rhyme it no more because the rap, like, they don't even sing bars anymore. They just whine when they rap, so they don't even have to rhyme anymore. You know, and then Drake, damn, he'll stop in the middle of rap like, wait, well, hold on, wait a minute, go ahead, what, you know,
You
I
know.
think about you, like, it's just like, okay, hey, you could actually put that on, put some music behind it. I think we got something.
We got some right there. Would it be on all the
telling you,
number
man,
one
like,
hits on the Billboard?
I don't care
Top
any,
100.
you know, Method Man still got it. You know, that's why everybody wants those cats on their albums. Well, for one, because they can't fill them, and for two, you know, they still got it. So, but I'm keeping it real, man. Rap game is horrible. I'm like,
It's sad too, man.
I'm
It
like,
used to be so.
I'm
so
like rocking
great.
country music right now. I'm listening to not in the '80s, '90s rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ain't
Did
ready to
you
go
say
Taylor
this heard
Swift yet,
Fozzy
but
too?
like,
You heard Jericho's Fozzy the other day too? Was that you? I think that was you.
yeah, his stuff's good. I'm an AC/DC fan. You know what I'm saying? That's
Oh,
who
okay,
I
I
broke
got
most
you.
of my lifting records with. So, you know, but you know, music is nobody can listen to one style of music. I listen to everything but rap. Anything rap 2000 up, it's brutal. You know, I'll wait for one chain to come out because you know, there's 3 chains. It's just whack, man. It's terrible.
And 2 Chainz.
Whack.
Yeah, it's whack.
And
Man.
I ain't worried about none of the dudes tripping and saying nothing either. So, you know.
I agree 100%.
And they ain't gonna diss me because they're gonna sing it to me.
They're gonna
think
say
about you.
I ain't thinking about you.
Talking about I'm up in the club on a Tuesday and she's choosy. Who's choosy on a Tuesday night in the club? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday night. What the?
I'm up in the club. It's Tuesday. Like rap is. Man, you got me hot. Like,
I had a
talk to you
feeling
about
too.
the rap game.
That's how I get too. I mean, it's so fucking sad. It's so sad that that's happened.
Man,
Yeah.
I can't even listen to rap. I don't listen to radio. Don't. I'm on iTunes all day. I control it all.
Yep, same here, man. The Tupac, Dr. Dre, I mean, all that stuff. Easy A,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I grew up on. It's hard to flip back to the shit I have on the radio today, for sure.
I don't want to hear about. I got a car. We all do.
And I got a bottle of Ciroc in the back. What the fuck?
Yeah, drink driving.
Drink driving. I'm drink driving in my rental car.
Yeah. And they're all cheating on each other. I'm dating your girl, bro.
And I'm thinking,
but I'm a
I
ride
ain't
or
thinking
die.
about her.
I'm a rider. Does anyone even know what ride or die means anymore? Because they all turn to each other in court. Like, you know, that's why I love hip hop girls. I'm a ride or die, but I left it. Well, then you're not a ride or die. You know what I'm saying? Like, those shows are so bad, man. Like, that's the one thing about having time on my hands. Like, those shows are terrible.
That was terrible.
Like, they talk about in the studio, but you never actually see them working on that. They're always at a bar or lunch talking about each other. It's terrible, you know.
That's horrible, man.
It's just, really, you know, the hip hop world we need somebody. I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe he hasn't got here yet. You know, well, I mean, you still got Eminem. So, you know.
Definitely.
And that's why he stays great. Because it's nothing, and they can all get their little feelings hurt, whatever you want to say. But as far as like the rap, if the rap had a heartbeat, it flows through Eminem. Because everything else is just whack.
Man, that's something great. Like, you know, Eminem never really changed up his style. He's always been true to himself.
Didn't have to.
Yeah.
Picasso didn't change his stuff. Mozart didn't. Ali didn't. I mean,
Exactly.
The dude's on that level. Like, you can't love him, hate him, whatever you want to say about him, but can't touch him. Ain't nobody bagging on him no more. Benzino's wax cells try to get on him. Like, if he got famous for running his mouth. Like, that's how you know you the man when somebody can get famous talking about you. You don't have to say nothing back.
That's crazy. It's unbelievable.
You know? But yeah, I appreciate your time, man. I got time for one more. I'm so mad right now. I got time for one more.
I'm so hot right now. I got Tyrus hot. That's not a good thing. Well, the last thing I had was a heat generator, which is like word association. Say one word about what the people have about 8 names on there. You got time for that, or one at?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm going to say EC3 first.
Oh, paycheck.
That was awesome. Well, then shoot, I got Dixie Carter next. Is that another paycheck?
Big paycheck.
Big paycheck. I did have Roger Rondo on there. You kind of touched on it a bit.
Oh man, broke my heart, man. It's like Godfather 2. Broke my heart.
Vince McMahon.
He's the boss. Always going to be the boss.
All right, The Miz.
Sandow.
Alberto Del Rio. I know you touched on him a little bit.
Oh, El Presidente, man.
El Presidente. El Patron. You know what that means? El Patron. That means the Godfather. I love that he's using that name on the ending scene.
Oh, that's a great. It's true. It really is.
That's pretty cool. Big Show.
Big stories.
All right, then last three. WWE.
My start.
TNA.
My finish.
And Tyrus.
Fresh air.
Badass. All right. Hey, I appreciate your time, Kick-Ass, tonight. I'm rooting for you, and thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your busy day. And Kick-Ass, I hope everything goes well with Impact Wrestling and TNA tonight.
Okay. Oh, cool. Hey, man, and while I'm on here, man, I've been getting texts. So I give a shout-out to Eric Perez. I think he's in Puerto Rico somewhere. Maybe I remember the Escobar, man. Somebody holler at him. Somebody book him. Or you drive me nuts. EP.
All right, sounds good, EP. All right, Eric Perez. All right, Tyrus, be
He's
good,
on
man.
Twitter
Thanks a lot.
Eric Perez. Get him out there. All right, appreciate you.
All right, I got you, man. All right, thank you.
Peace.
All right, peace. Take care, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Tyrus, TNA Superstar, Impact Wrestling, Destination America tonight live. Check your local listings. What a great interview. What a fun time with the former Brodus Clay. And what a fun interview, John. I had a lot of fun speaking with Tyrus. First
that interview was
year.
kind of, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of just your general run-of-the-mill interview that I'm so happy you got going about the Boston Celtics.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. When I went into basketball, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of like,
and then about
I wanted to hit his
hip-hop,
passions.
and
I know that Dolphin projects and all that were his passions.
The demise of rap and hip-hop was hysterical.
Oh, yeah. I was just happy. It was a great interview. Guys,
Absolutely.
We're going to get that press release out as soon as possible.
It's already almost
Impact
done.
Wrestling. Check out Tyrus. He kind of hinted that eventually he's going to... I wanted to say it on air, but I'm like, you guys, he knows he needs to separate from EC3 eventually. But I love that he said EC3, paycheck, Dixie Carter, big paycheck. That was awesome.
But, all right, guys, we're going to take a little commercial break here. We're going to collect ourselves. When we get back, we got WWE Hall of Fame rumors and speculations. And, of course, as after yesterday, the 2015 Major League Baseball Hall of Fame class is set in stone. What do we think of that class? And, of course, for a guy that will be in the Hall of Fame, we're going to be talking some Christian. And we got some NXT talk. And, yes, of course, more Rey Mysterio drama with WWE. Stick around, guys. It's Main Event Madness. We're live, baby, live!
Pump Day!
Get happy, go.
So you're cruising around the internet looking for some entertainment. What if I told you there's a hard-hitting, fresh, and opinionated podcast out there covering everything from WWE and TNA to the NFL, the NBA, and MLB? Well, that's reality. Main Event Madness is here. Don't miss us every week on MainEventMadness.com as well as on TuneIn Radio and Stitcher.com. Main Event Madness, our wrestling, your sports, simply madness. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, co-hosted by Steve Ludwig, featuring legends in sports, pro wrestling, and the arts. Lanny the Genius Poffo, Nicole Bass, Oscar from Men on a Mission, and million-selling music hitmakers like Martha Wash of the Weather Girls and Carol Douglas of Doctor's Orders fame appear regularly, as well as the greatest live indie musicians performing live in studio. Saturdays, 11 a.m. at legendstvnyc.com and madhousetv.com, archived 24/7. You missed the birth of your mother and father, don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Looking for more than your average wrestling website? Looking for the fastest growing wrestling news site on the internet today? With quality news, results, and more. Wrestling News Report has everything you'd want in a wrestling website. Al Merriman has you covered with the latest and biggest stories of the day from all around the world of pro wrestling. Check them out today, WrestlingNewsReport.com. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than wrestling-news.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, wrestling-news.net. You hear that? It only means one thing. David Hero returns to Main Event Madness, this time with best friend and TNA agent Al Snow. Don't miss David Hero and Al Snow Wednesday, January 14th, only on Main Event Madness. Need a break? How about a rope break? Wrestling's rope break, that is. Don't miss every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Wrestling's rope break. Joel O'Brien and Aaron Ramadanov give you a fresh and passionate insight on the latest happenings and news from the world of pro wrestling. It's Wrestling's rope break, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, maineventmadness.com and Spreaker.com. Presented by Main Event Madness. All right, guys. We are back here on Main Event Madness, January 7th, 2015. First show of 2015. If you guys are just joining us, you guys missed a helluva good interview with Tyrus, formerly Brodus Clay in WWE, now in TNA. Yeah, so...
Yeah, it was fun, and he was backstage, so there was a lot of noise, and we apologize about that, but hey, we'll get it while it's hot, that's fine. Very excited about having former WWE superstar Brodus Clay on. And if you want, rewind what we're just saying, and you can listen to Brodus Clay go on a crazy rant about hip-hop music, talk about his things that are dear to his house, like his heart, like wrestling, the Dolphins Project, and just a bunch of... It was awesome. A great, quick 25-minute interview with Brodus Clay, and he talks about Destination America.
That was about a half an hour,
his future with the company. I'm sorry?
That was about a half an hour.
Oh, yeah, about 30 minutes. That was great. And I'm surprised he sat there that long and did that with us.
Yeah,
I should have been like, hey, pass your phone to somebody else over there, but I didn't want I don't like doing that stuff. Anyways, back to what we were talking about.
The Hall of Fame. That's my reaction, to what we're about to say. If you guys are interested, one of the top names rumored to be inducted into this year's Hall of Fame class for WWE is, in fact, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, Macho Man. Now, don't mind me when I have to get a Ricola for the rest of the show, and Al's doing it by himself, but...
Ricola. And the Crippler. Not Chris Benoit.
No, the one who wasn't a murderer.
But Ray Stevens. But he was murdered. No. Hey, man, he passed away age of 60. He passed away young. He passed away at the age of 60. Ray the Crippler Stevens. He's apparently lives in the area, very big in the indie scene there for years in Fremont, California. He's one of the top runners, and there's always one of those guys that they put on the WWE Hall of Fame where most of us are like, who the hell is this? Well, this might be that guy. Very decorated for his time, very popular in the California area, so he might be there. But now back to Macho Man. I mean, Macho Man Randy Savage is way overdue, and I always... And I don't want to bash Lanny Poffo because we might have him on the show this year.
Hopefully.
But I feel like the Poffo family has always hindered him. I'm sorry?
I said hopefully.
Say that again?
I said...
yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I feel that that they've hindered him from being in the Hall of Fame already. Macho Man... How much of Macho Man did you see, John, growing up, if you saw him at all?
None.
And that's very sad for me. You better go to YouTube and see some of his stuff.
I've seen some stuff.
You have seen some of his stuff?
Yes.
All right. I've seen him since forever. Since WWF, WCW,
Well, you also
TNA,
have almost a decade on me too, buddy.
He made a couple appearances in TNA, very little ones. I'm sorry?
Said you also, you're also got about a decade on me too, buddy.
Yeah, don't remind me. I'm going to be 30 years old on the
30.
24th. 30. Bye 20s. I only
30.
I gotta live it up. All right, so I forgot what I was saying. You're killing me.
Macho Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage. He should have been in the Hall of Fame already. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Induct him this year. Let's get him in. I don't know who's. Obviously, the Poffel family's going to induct him. Which is his brother and all that. Which I always thought that Damien Sandow. It's hard to say that. Mizdow. Sandow. That's his original name, right? When he had that character, it looked just like him there for a while when I talk about Manny Poffel. I'm excited. I mean, he deserves it. I don't think there's any question about it. How about you?
Well, I know who won't be inducting him. That's Triple H.
Why?
Why won't Triple H be inducting Macho Man Randy Savage?
For those who don't know, I want you to tell them.
There was a conspiracy about 20 years ago that Macho Man porked a younger Stephanie McMahon, And then about 5 years ago or so, Macho Man, longer than that, because Macho Man's almost been dead for about 5 years already, which is crazy. But, it's been about 5 years almost. Anyway, about 7-8 years ago, Macho Man put out a video saying, just calling out Triple H and talking smack and, kind of talking smack about the whole Stephanie thing. But yeah, like I said, we know who won't be inducting him, and that's Triple H, Stephanie McMahon.
So he did poker?
Well, the rumor, nobody knows. Nobody knows but Macho Man and Stephanie McMahon whether or not he porked her or not.
Why doesn't Stephanie McMahon just admit it?
I don't know. Yeah, and yes, it's lightly talked about in the new Macho Man Randy Savage DVD, which you can pick up at your favorite DVD retailer outlets. What?
Is it wrong that I find Stephanie McMahon to be one of the most attractive divas out there? Is that because I'm old?
Well, she's definitely a nice looking woman, but hey, I mean the fact that she's much closer to your age, and she's what, 38? 39?
She's 39 years old?
Yeah, she's old enough to be my mother.
Oh, God.
Just saying.
No, how old is your mom?
That's neither here nor there. My mom's much older than 39. I'll say.
I was about to say.
But no, especially by today's standards, she's old enough to be my mother.
Oh, well, I got really lucky, because if you
have a kid on the way. You got really lucky.
I'm going off the topic here, but when I was 15, I was jumping around like a damn bunny.
Oh, God,
I'm very lucky that I never had a child then, and now I'm having all these children here. So I don't know what happened. I was shooting blanks back in the day. I'm just saying, I could have been a father at the age of 16 years old. Just saying. So I got really lucky. So I understand what you mean. Okay.
Oh my God, we go from talking about cocaine at the beginning of the show to Al Sharpton.
Is this one of those?
Oh man, I feel like we need a commercial break just off of that.
It's 2015, baby. We got 15 minutes or so left on the show. And it's been a very, very fun show thus far.
It's been a very revealing show. But Al, honestly,
hey man,
no wonder why you like Hall Take so much.
Now you understand why I like this thing.
So is that?
I live.
So apparently your hump days back when you were 16 didn't last.
Well, when you're 16, you got nowhere to hump. and it's the back of a Geo Metro, yeah, it's not going to be all right. It's going to be like, bam, bam, and thank you, ma'am. Go back to class. I'll see you tomorrow. And yes,
I wish
John,
wait, do I have it?
My Geo Metro was stick shift back in the day, too.
God damn, dude.
Now you know why I got it.
Now you know.
I'm saying.
Hey, I do have
Oh
it.
my God, this is bad. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about anymore. Back to BB Adler.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
I do have it. Yes. I was afraid I didn't have it.
All right, speaking of one Hall of Fame to the other Hall of Fame, I think that we should kind of break down this Major League Baseball stuff. I thought that was
Actually,
pretty intriguing.
Before we
pretty
do that,
interesting. No.
yes.
Okay.
It's come to my attention, and Wayne just told me about this. We're gonna take a little bit of a 10-bell salute really quick here. ECW Zombie passed away last night.
Who?
Wayne, you're on the line.
Say that again. Who was it?
ECW Zombie.
Tim Roberts. He was the ECW Zombie on the first episode of ECW on Sci-Fi. He got caned by the Sandman. He got caned by the Sandman. Not much is known about his death. Yeah, not much is known about his death other than he just passed away overnight and was found in his bed.
Oh, that's got the heart attack or drugs or something. Probably heart attack. But he was young then. He wasn't that old. I hate that.
That's put me on the spot. I think he's in his 50s.
That's
put me on the spot, I think.
Relatively young, but 50s, 60s are where you get to that gray area.
Trying to see here. All right, we'll try to get more information. So he did pass away. Let's do this.
Apparently, he's only 38.
Well, that's
yeah,
a big
he was
difference.
young. I remember
50s.
him being young, and it hasn't been that long.
Nope. But
all right, we'll get that up on wrestling-news.net or wrestlingnewsreport.com. Let's just take a moment. I mean, anytime that happens, thoughts and prayers to his family. He's no longer with us, so let's take a moment out of respect. Not a lot of people remember him, but he was a part of the wrestling community, and it's a sad day when anyone passes away. John, you got that set up?
I'm waiting. There's some audio issues there, so I wanted to make sure I got a full 10 on the onto the podcast. But yeah, it's always unfortunate when somebody who's part of the wrestling universe, not trying to take it from WWE there, but whether it's a wrestler, a journalist, a podcaster, reporter, or anything, it's unfortunate to see.
And just sorry to cut you off if you were going to speak further, John, but on behalf of Main Event Madness, we'd like to express our condolences to Tim's family.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, like, the highs and lows this show goes to. Like, we go from cocaine usage to Brodus Clay bashing all the rappers that are out there today to Al talking about shooting blanks.
It's been a really crazy show, that's for sure. So Tim Roberts, December 27th. Is this the right one, though?
Yeah, that's the right one.
Wayne,
Tim Roberts.
How come it says January? Oh, they fixed it. What? That blew my mind.
That's not the only thing that blew your mind.
So he passed away January 7th, 2015.
Yeah, he's from the early hours of this morning.
Hacksaw, New Jersey. All right. I was just trying to see recent years. He was in Puerto Rico, Christmas in Puerto Rico. So that's 2007. 2004, he wrestled. The last time he wrestled, 2014, Atomic Championship Wrestling, Youth Gone Wild, Pennsylvania, where he went up against Malcolm and was victorious despite the fact that Malcolm used an illegal object throughout the match. All right, so, I mean, wrestling news is another performer today. Very sad news. And one of his first matches ever was against, believe it or not, GFW announcer Matt Stryker on June 12th back in, I don't even know, 2006, it looks like, on WWE Heat. So, yeah, I mean, very sad, and it is what it is. It's just hard to me for me to keep on having a good time talking about shooting blanks when somebody passes away. It's just sad.
How did we even get talking about that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on about children, and I think it was whoa. About having kids and stuff.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
The way you worded that.
For those tuning in now. All right, guys, we got about 10 minutes here. We got to wrap things up. Thoughts and prayer against the Roberts family. John, I know we're not going to hit all the topics today. It's been a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
Wayne, are you feeling better? I know you've been down and out the past few days.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Much better anyway.
That's good. Oh, much better than... Okay, that's good. Kurt Angle says his WWE career was incredible, but he has had a better career in TNA. Do we agree?
No.
Maybe. Wayne?
Personally, the start of Angle's career in WWE was better, but towards the end of it, it wasn't.
No, I mean the first.
I think the only reason he's had a better career, he believes, in TNA, is because of the schedule, the fact that he doesn't have to be on the road every single day.
Yeah, and I mean, how many times did Kurt get arrested or, have to go to rehab and change his storyline completely when he was in TNA versus when he was in WWE? And he would have had the fail-safes and he would have had the wellness policies and everything going on in WWE that would have prevented said issues.
I'll be honest. I feel like it's almost a dead, heated, almost tie. In a weird way, because he's been a champion several times. He's in both companies. He's been in prominent roles with both companies, main eventing. He's brought a lot to both companies.
I still say to this day, he's probably the best signing that TNA have made.
I'd agree with that.
I agree. I mean, besides, I think Sting was great. Kurt Angle, definitely one of the best signings ever for that company. And I'll be honest, I wanted to see him come back to a WWE ring.
I think
obviously it's not going to happen. So
not for another year or two. So yeah.
If it were to happen, maybe he gives last 2 years of good wrestling there. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Those are strong words to say. I mean, for anybody to say that, that's strong. And I feel like that's just him being a company man. I mean, going back to the preview of their start of the show, Kurt Angle's become a TNA company man. I mean, he's saying the right things. This is to the Associated Press. What are you going to say? You're going to praise the WWE? No, you're going to want people to tune in. If I haven't heard from Kurt Angle in 3 years and I'm reading this Associated Press article, and Kurt Angle says, I'm doing my best stuff in this new company, and I was a fan of Kurt Angle, and I didn't even know he was in TNA, technically I'd be like, all right, I want to go check this out. What is this Destination America? What is Kurt Angle doing? He's going to announce tonight that he's going to wrestle again. So, I mean, it just seems like, all right, he's a company man. He's doing what he's supposed to. I don't know if he really personally feels that his run in TNA has been 100% or is better than WWE, but I don't think we'll get a real answer until later on when he's done with his career, whatever the case is. Because I sure as hell, Wayne Daly, if he comes out of TNA in 2 years or 3 and goes back to the WWE, what is he going to say? He's going to praise the hell out of WWE. I'm so happy I'm back home. I missed it so much. He's going to say stuff to that matter. Kind of like, what Hulk Hogan said, Foley, everybody said the same thing. So that's how I feel about it.
Hey, Al, On a different.
I think if Kurt comes to WWE in 3 years, sorry, John, sorry, cutting you over. I just think if Kurt comes to WWE in 3 years, that he's not going to be wrestling.
No, he'll be
like an authority figure.
Yeah, if he's lucky, he'll be authority figure. I agree.
What was the main event of Lockdown when you went last year?
I was drunk.
Yeah, you had about 8 cranberry vodkas before the first match.
I didn't even know what the hell was going on anymore. I honestly do not remember.
Was it Bully Ray
I
and
don't
Jeff Hardy?
remember what time it was 5 minutes ago.
Or was that last year? Or the year before that?
It was last year. I don't remember what it
you
was.
Remember?
What's this, Lockdown 2014, was it?
Yeah, wasn't it like a tag team and then Bobby Lashley came out or something? Or Bully Ray? It was like
Team
a
MVP
weird...
versus Team Dixie.
Yeah.
Okay, so there wasn't... So Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy was the year before that.
Yeah, it was Team MVP against Team Dixie.
That's right.
It was to get control of the operations of TNA.
Okay.
Yeah, then I was
wondering why there's so many people in this crowd, and then I realized it wasn't from Miami that only had a corner of the arena.
All right, hey, what do you want to wrap things up with here, John?
We got about 5 minutes left. I just want to say one thing. It's fucking cold up here.
Yeah, I'm sweating bullets. It's like
I wish I was sweating bullets. You know what? I want to see what it looks like down in Miami right now. It's 78 degrees. Feels like 78 degrees. I don't have Wayne's weather conditions readily available.
It's just raining.
It's 5 degrees here, cloudy and windy, with a wind chill of negative 17. I hate you, Al.
Nice.
I hate you.
Well,
it's
all the local broadcast here for the weather is saying that the entire United States hates South Florida. So I'm scared everyone's going to bomb us down here. It's been in the 80s since before Christmas. 70s, 80s. Right now, you saw that 78? Mm-hmm. That's the coolest temperature we've had in I don't know how long. There's a cold front coming in. We're going to have it for 2 days, and then it's leaving. And it'll be back in the 80s. So
there's a 95-degree difference.
What made me laugh was that with TNA being on tonight in New York, all the talents are like, oh, what the hell? Because they're going from like the heat of Orlando or Miami or wherever they're going to be living. They're going from there to New York.
What like
what the hell is this white stuff?
Brodus Clay or Tyrus that we just had on the show, he from Tampa to New York, that poor bastard. He's freezing his ass off over there.
I just seen a lot of them like they're saying, what the hell is this white stuff? Why is it so cold? Why is it so cold?
And then John Jones comes out, I know what that white stuff is. Sorry. Just had to do it.
Yeah. And then Al comes out, hell yeah, man, I had some of that last week.
No, that was about 6 years ago, 7 or something.
I had a mess with you.
All right, guys, I think that wraps it up. I am done. I got to do a bunch of stuff. Main Event Madness today was absolutely amazing, the first one of the year. I am 75% sure that I might not be on the show next week, and 100% sure the following.
100% sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry, for shit sure. I'm getting nervous when I talk about my baby being here. Here's a baby update. 6.4 pounds. He's already flipped over, so his head is in the position to come out. And
he has assumed the position.
He has assumed the position. The doctors do not want him to be more than 8 pounds because it will put the baby and, importantly, my wife in risk because of her heart problem. That's why she's been home. So if it goes beyond, they want him at 7.5. This is my baby update. In December 3rd, he was 4.8 pounds. By January 6th, he was 6.4 pounds. So I'm pretty sure it might happen next week. So they're going to induce labor and all that. And we had the doctor's appointment on Tuesday. So maybe we could do a show on Monday to counteract that me not being on the show next week. We'll see what happens. So there
What's
it is.
The baby's name?
And when we're doing the show in
over here, guys.
when we're doing the show in 25 years' time, they're going to be a tag team.
What's the baby's name?
Oh, there you go.
I said
Brandon
25
Ethan,
years
the
time. I said when we're still doing the show.
What'd you say, Al?
You're talking about my kids being a tag team, right, Wayne?
Yeah. I said in 25 years when we're still doing this show, I said Al's two sons will be a tag team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Making
They'll be
their
called
way
the
to the
Merrimonds.
ring. The Merrimonds. No? Nothing? Okay. No, what's the new baby's name?
Hopefully. Well, if it does, it doesn't. All right, guys, I'm signing out. It's 2 o'clock, and we still got to get this out to everybody. All right, thank you so much for this episode of the year. A bunch of interviews coming up. John, Wayne, we'll talk.
Goodbye, Mr. Merriman. Wayne, are you sticking around for your trademark sign-off?
Uh-huh.
All right, guys. So, yeah, we had Tyrus on with us a little while ago. Thank you for joining us here on Main Event Madness. Check it out, maineventmadness.com, Spreaker.com/show/Main Event Madness, iHeartRadio at iHeart.com, TuneIn Radio, TuneIn.com, Stitcher.com, YouTube.com, search Main Event Madness. We're on there as well. iTunes is coming soon. We got a little delayed because of the holidays. We will be on iTunes by the end of this month, hopefully. We have a lot of good interviews, as you've heard. David Hero and Al Snow will be coming soon. Whether or not it will be next week remains to be seen. But such is life. We are out of here. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, great rest of your weekend. Enjoy the football games this weekend. Hopefully the Patriots
go.
Hopefully the Patriots lose. I'm rooting for them to lose. I don't really care who comes out of the NFC. We didn't get to talk about that. Yeah, that's all we got. So, once again, like I said earlier in the show, Wrestling's Rope Break debuts tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here, maineventmadness.com, Spreaker.com. Check them out. Joel O'Brien, Aaron Ramadanov doing a great job bringing their twist on wrestling podcast to Main Event Madness. So, once again, Wrestling's Rope Break debuting tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, maineventmadness.com. Have a great rest of your week, guys. God willing, we'll see you back here. Al won't, more than likely. Odds are he won't next week. But you know what? Me and Wayne may have to head the ship once again. You never know. I'm just rambling. I'm going to shut up. Adios. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss a part or all of today's show? No problem. Head over to maineventmadness.com where you'll find today's show as well as every show in our history. So once again, for all of us here at Main Event Madness, I'm John Curry. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here next time. Have a good one, everybody. So long.
Bye.